boom, 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 boom. Oh, she said you rich.
Oh, word.
Welcome back to another episode of Cats and Flaco.
What up?
Your favorite hip-hop album review channel.
That's right.
On the illustrious and ever so giving YouTube.
That's correct. Shout out to YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube. For real,
giving us the platform, you know what I'm saying? Like for us to talk our shit.
For real.
And share our thoughts with all the people that follow us. Like, share, and subscribe, you know what I'm saying?
Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell to let you know when we do actually post some new shit, because...
Ring that bell, man, so you know when it's coming, you know what I'm saying?
As Big Bro says, the consistency we gotta get, get together.
It's fine. We getting there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we will.
2019 is the year where we make it pop, you know what I mean?
But for all those that are new to the channel, the way we review our albums, it's based on the 4 criteria. Lyrics, lyrical content, album structure, and them
beats, of course, because you know that's how it's got to get down.
Them motherfucking beats. This is going to be the traditional format. This is not a beats, rhymes, and life episode yet. That'll be coming very, very soon.
Yes.
But we're doing 2 albums today.
Yes, we are. We are bringing to the forefront Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
Which is the compilation between Fred the Godson, Joelle Ortiz, and them Heatmakerz.
The Heatmakerz.
From New York. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we also have the Boogie album.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's for sale.
Not A Boogie, but
no,
just
not
Boogie.
to be confused with A Boogie from the Bronx. Shout out to A Boogie.
Shout out A Boogie.
But Boogie from Compton,
yes,
California.
Sir. Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So listen, last week, you know, our last review, you know, little bro gave me the option to go first.
Future Hendrix.
So I'm gonna let little bro go first with Fred the Godson and Mr. Joelle Ortiz and the Heatmakerz with Gorilla Glue.
Don't mind if I do.
Yes, sir.
Don't mind if I do.
Yes, sir.
All right. So big Joelle Ortiz fan. As far as it goes.
Before you go, just remember Big Bro told you about Fred the Godson a long time ago. Just saying. Just want to throw that out there.
But this is honest to God.
Shout out to Fred.
Shout out to Fred. Huge shout out to Fred, who truly, this is honestly I don't want to say this is my first introduction to him outside of freestyles, outside of mixed, you know, but like not even full mixtapes, like, you know, just he's on a track, whatever, sure. Like features and things like that. But to really sit down and listen to a full project, because this is once again another EP. It's only about 28 minutes long. I believe it was 9 tracks, right? Yes. 9 tracks, and so it was. I truly enjoyed this. I truly enjoyed this project, but I enjoyed it more on the initial.
Okay.
If this makes any sense, and I mean, I'll try to break it down why. As far as production goes, I thought the Heatmakerz did a dope job up until track 6 and 7 with Kilo and Raw. And as we're bringing up Fred the Godson, I felt like he did not excel in those tracks when there was a slow-paced beat, where once again, which shows the versatility of a Joelle Ortiz, who I think is just one of the illest slept on MCs coming out of New York or in general. You know, there's no beat you can't give him that he's not gonna cook on.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And I felt like Fred's trying to keep with that pace. Like he's very, I don't know, his cadence or something about that. It reminds me a lot of Jay, like early Jay a little bit, to me at least. Let me say, but I just felt like the pacing on Kilo and Raw, something wasn't matching up there for me with him, and that might have just been me. So, you know, I question that, but I mean, I felt like outstanding and moved the crowd, which you saw the video.
I did. That's dope. It was actually dope.
Yeah, man. Like how they, you know,
little Rakim sample to the Eric B sample.
Yep, but the video when they plugged their faces in it, like that shit was kind of tough, man. I truly enjoyed that, and that was like the single to the EP in itself. But I mean, other than that, I felt like the Heatmakerz really complemented the 2 artists, and they cooked throughout this thing. Like the lyrical wordplay in it between the 2 of them and back and forth, it was enjoyable. It may just be me. But like I said, within the Kilo and Raw, the content was very similar throughout. But this is what we do in New York City, and I feel like, as far as New Yorkers go, like they truly represented. I'm gonna, you know, outside of just like it just wasn't enough. I should say, like, this is not even a full train ride worth. Like, you'll double down, like, yo, that 28 minutes go like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give it like a solid 3. I find, you know what I'm saying? Because it's one of them things where I've had EPs that blown me away,
right?
And I don't care how many times it comes back on again.
Gotcha.
It's still fresh. You know,
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But just something about that Kilo and the Raw track and just the beat selection, it just kind of on top of it just being so short.
Gotcha.
You know, but it was enjoyable, and it's definitely a nice little start to the year as far as lyrics and lyrical content goes, and for the culture. So I appreciate it. Definitely.
Little Bro gives it a 3. Okay. I agree with some of your points. I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Okay.
Lyrics and lyrical content, production, the way it was structured, all pluses. Minuses didn't give me enough for me.
Right.
Didn't give me enough songs.
28 minutes, 9 tracks.
The other thing is some of these instrumentals, like Move the Crowd, for example, I'm with more of not using the broad stroke sampling or the broad stroke looping. I like the more intricate things that kind of one thing resonates and brings you back to that. Not that they weren't good songs. I think they're dope. I'm a huge Fred the Godson fan.
Right.
Like, I think he's really, really dope. He's more of like the cadence, which kind of Jay-Z kind of mimics a little bit too, is kind of like a Cool G rap. You know, and he has a very unique voice that kind of, you know, it's him. Right. I thought the marriage between him, the Heatmakerz, and Joelle was awesome.
It's perfect.
The other thing the only thing that I would say is not a horrific critique, but it's just a critique in itself, is that it was kind of like the Dave East and Styles project, where it was like too repetitious with the material. And I know that we're from New York, and listen, at the end of the day, you gotta be a well-versed listener, and this is like real New York street music, bro. Like, honestly, from the content to the bars to they had a decent back and forth, which I think they could have elaborated more on, which was another kind of, and it's not
at least give 3 verses on one fucking track. It was just always like boom, boom.
But I thought their back and forth, they could have did more of the back and forth, like Move the Crowd. They could have been a little more of that. I do think that this, like, the way to start this year off with this as a project is really, really good, because it's kind of setting a precedent of like
that ball.
How everybody else is supposed to go. I think the other album we're about to review is in that same regard. They're kind of setting the tone of what the year is.
Right.
Kind of like the Dave East project last year that we didn't get to review. But I'm gonna give this like a 3.5 again. I just think the amount wasn't enough for me as a listener. 28 minutes is just too much. It doesn't keep me zoned into wanting to listen to it and really get into it. But like I said, I think the lyrics, the lyrical content, the beats was dope, and the album structure was great. But I just think that they stuck too in the pocket with it, and I would like to see them do a little more.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all. Shout out, like I said, shout out to Fred the Godson. I've been talking about this dude for years. Like, you are dope, bro. Like, you are dope, and I'm just happy that you're from here. You know what I'm saying? Representing, and you know, the other thing too, what I like about I think this mirrors the project a lot with the Styles and Dave East. The Dave East, is that it's an older cat, seasoned veteran, willing to work and kind of like pass that torch to a guy, and trying to put him in a better space.
Right.
That's just my opinion. I'm giving it a 3.5. Like I said, Little Bro's giving it a 3. So to us, that's a Captain Flaco approved project. Make sure you guys go out there, support that man, support this project, stream it if you enjoy it like me, buy it. Listen, there's nothing wrong with buying this guy's piece of work when it's quality. You know what I mean? And it's definitely a quality project. started.
And real talk, I'm gonna call out Tidal real quick because they still yet to put that on my suggested, which is crazy.
Come on, baby.
Which is crazy.
Look out, man.
They got some real questionable artists that's on the suggested, album listen. And this has been out now for 2 weeks or a week and change, and it's like, how is this not like where is it like stuck in what loophole that it's
bars matter, baby. Hashtag bars matter, baby.
I find that interesting. I find that real interesting with the algorithms, however that works.
Well, I mean, Joelle has never been a super duper commercial viable artist.
But the Heatmakerz are known production.
I personally think that Joelle Ortiz, if he was in a different era, he'd be received in a better light.
100%.
And the Heatmakerz have not been as active as they normally have been.
I will say this
on the commercial stage.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them.
I love them.
It was very, very diplomatic.
You created that dipset sound.
That sound, there was so much things.
I know Max B was the other guy, but I think like for them to start with them, they kind of created that whole Harlem dipset movement. So shout out to the Heatmakerz. I'm a huge fan of y'all too.
A lot of beats that I know that y'all probably.
I'm just happy that they got to work with these caliber artists and we're able to like bring the best out of them.
Hey, y'all still out there getting busy, man. Shout out to y'all for real.
So Lil Bro,
y'all been in the game.
Lil Bro, I'm giving it to you again.
Oh, I got it.
You get to go twice.
Boogie, everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. About 40 minutes. This is a full album here. It was about 13 tracks or so. He has some interludes.
But they were like really songs though.
Right.
Just saying.
The interesting thing about Boogie, because it's one of them things where Big Bro put me on. This is an Eminem artist, signed artist.
Shout out to Wally. My boy Wally always put me onto these young boys and always put me in that work. Gotta shout him out. You know what I'm saying?
Word up. So this was like a full-blown introduction for myself. I was like, when you saw me as Boogie, I was like, hey Boogie. I was like, hey man, didn't he dropped another joint? And he was
way
like,
different.
This is Boogie and blah, blah, blah. I said, oh shit, all right. And I'll tell you right now, off the intro, I'm big on intros, as you know.
Absolutely.
And the Tide and Reflections, and like, he's sitting there like just reflecting on himself as an artist now. I guess this is his first debut album, right? Or whatever projects he had prior to it. But, just kind of reflecting back on work that he's done in the past. Not that I've gotten time to do it, but I'm just assuming with what was said initially, like, he's tired of talking about, his state, whether it's depression, tired of just trying to be, positive thinking, tired of this, that, and third, just internally reflecting on just things that he's tired of within himself. I'm like, all right. Gets right into it. And the first thing I realized, he one of them singing ass, rapper ass motherfuckers out the gate. Which
singing or harmonizing?
There's a lot of But yo, there are bars there. But this is just me, initial reaction to it, especially him as an artist, like, oh, okay. Other thing I realized is how conflicted this young dude is, bro. And we get into that with Whose Fault, which is like one of them key tracks to me where he brings up the fact of like he asked his baby mama. He asked his baby mama, or his baby mama asked him, asked him to pick up his child because he got to go to whatever practice or whatever, and he's like, no, fuck that, how that other nigga do it? He's just like, it's like, God damn, B is your fucking child. Like, I understand you ain't fucking with the mother anymore.
Or is the mother fucking with him like in the other tracks before?
Well, I'll say this.
Which is an issue, I think, which is an issue, not to cut you off, which seems to be a problem in our community big time.
I'm gonna say
is
this.
When parents put their children and they pin them against their kids.
Well, as he wrote it in the track,
we need to stop doing
the
that.
mother asked him to pick his child up for practice.
Right. And he's like, nah.
And he said, nah, have the other nigga do it. So however you want to formulate that, however you want to interpret that is on you.
Right.
I'm going to interpret this on my review like, you ain't shit. Damn, my nigga, you ain't shit, bruh. Like, you ain't shit. Like, fuck. like I don't know what your upbringing was, but I know I came from a broken ass home. And one thing I pride I'm trying to, like I'm still early in the game. My oldest child is only 6.5 years old. But regardless of the fact of whatever the fuck I'm dealing with the mother of my children, what happened to my wife? She's my wife, so I'm not gonna sit there and belittle her title or anything like that. I'm happily married. But I would hope and pray to God that anything that I have to do with my children, fuck whatever she got going on.
I hear that.
You gotta be there for your kids. So you're real like, this is probably like a typical like Eminem artist though. Like them motherfuckers that are just like all over the place. But I mean, Live 95, shout out to my boy JID, shout out to Black on Skydive 2, which was fire. Silent Ride was dope. Soho was with JID. There's Skydive 2, which I really enjoyed both of them. The Rainy Days, once again, Eminem sounds like Eminem. So I mean, I don't know what more to say. I mean, at this point in time in my life of listening to that dude for how many decades now, even when he brings the new shit, it sounds like the same old shit. So change something up, Eminem. Change something up. I don't know. Just change something up because I just skipped on that shit there. Self-destruction, Time You End Out. Honestly, like, you sound a lot like Kendrick to me. I know you're from LA. Whether you want to say it's harmonizing, I mean, like, this is my first intro to you. It wasn't, it's 2-5. I don't know. Not too, I wasn't too, it didn't blow me away. Initially, I was like, oh. And then but listening to you was kind of like, yo, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Dude got a lot of work to be done internally. As we all do, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying they're judging, but you put it out there, you put it on wax. This is your stories to tell. It's like, I'll pick Future any day with his nonsense because it's just like, yo, it's nonsense. But like your internal struggle with shit is just kind of like, shit, man. Oh, I wish you well with all the women that you what did he say in one of them tracks? I'll cheat on my queen with a hoe. Like I'll cheat, like literally, like, yo, I didn't write this, you did. So like you're out there saying and then wondering why bitches hate me, like with the aux cord, like niggas ain't shit. And once again, another interlude, another chick, niggas ain't shit, and you're wondering why. I don't know, man. It's in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. But then again, you're probably way younger than me, still out there doing what you gotta do. So enjoy life. 2-5.
Lil Bro
2-5
is giving the Boogie album 2-5.
Content was miserable. Beats were alright. Lyrics was miserable, depressing. And just a lot of sing-song, and his voice is not sing quality. Real froggy. Sorry. Mad froggy.
He said real froggy. Real froggy.
Real froggy.
Okay. Big Bro's not gonna give us a 2-5. Big Bro's gonna give us a 3-5. I'll tell you why. In my opinion, I'll tell you why. And yes, Little Bro sometimes fixes his face when I do a review. Sometimes I fix my face when he does a review. This has been a back and forth for over 25 years.
Forever.
Right? Over 25 years. Right?
Forever, ever?
Because forever, ever. And what I will say is this. We washed.
Washville.
We old as hell, so what the fuck do we know, right?
Washville.
The reason why Big Bro's gonna give this a 3-5 because yes, the lyrics were depressing, but I stick with the criteria, which is lyrical content, the structure of the album, and the beats. I do think that does check in the boxes in all 4 categories. To what degree is a different thing, right? Because there's always levels to There's always levels to things.
Right.
I think from previous projects by Mr. Buddy, like the Thirst 48 Part 2 was more of what his bar quality is.
Okay.
All right, and I
So you agree he harmonized a lot on this album?
Oh, absolutely.
A lot.
No, he did. He harmonized a lot. But even with the pressing lyrics, I still think that the content was good enough to carry the records. I was a little shocked that I thought that the features, the songs could have been better quality. Not that they weren't bad records,
right,
but they could have been a better quality. They could have highlighted both artists better.
Right.
Like the Soho joint with JID, I thought they both did well. I really feel like the caliber artists they are, they could have done a lot better and offered a lot more to the song.
Cut way short.
You know, that's the other thing.
That track cut way short.
So it's like, even though it checked all the boxes, it was kind of like a Peaks and valleys, kind of like what I thought the Cole album last year was. Very.
Oh, with KOD, I got you.
Very. I thought the high points were high. I thought joints like LOL, Shake My Head. I thought joints like Rainy Days, even the joint with Eminem. I thought his bars excelled.
Right. What you think about M's joint?
I just think that M is at a point in his career where his voice. And not every but not listen. What the thing with Eminem is, and not everybody can pull this off, right? So like the Jay-Z's and the Nas's,
right?
If Biggie was still alive or the Pac, they have their voice, or the Chuck D's of the world, like their voice is so you know it's them. But to be able to continue to make songs and that not be just a focus. When you're listening to a song, I think that that's something that Eminem doesn't have, which is why I don't put him in this echelon that some other people do. That's their opinion. You know, you can hit us in the fucking comment section if you want. But I thought that those were really good, like self-destruction. Like these were songs where he was at the forefront, but there was there was other songs like 95, Live 95.
Yeah, that one was good.
It's a good record, but I could his skill level, he could have made it like breakthrough tracks. He could have made it where it's like you want to listen to it all the time.
That has the potential to be radio play.
Right. 95? Oh, absolutely. But it's like,
Live.
It's good, not great.
I agree.
Good, not great. That's why Big Bro's gonna give it a 3.5.
And for the record, I like my depressing dark shit because I'm a big Kid Cudi fan.
Absolutely.
That dude talk about killing himself.
Sure. But there's certain subjects on this album that are gonna hit home to you as a listener.
Right.
They're not gonna hit as much to me.
Right. True.
So that's why we do this platform. And we review these records and we have a difference of opinion.
The tricky thing about it though, like with him, and you just know, because we all got those homies that do this, and I'm more focusing on dudes. Like I don't kick it with females like that anymore, anything like that. But when you sit there and you have guys that be like, yo, I don't know why these chicks be like this, blah blah blah, like, and they complain and they bitch them on, and you sit there and you see how they move. But who am I to judge? Sure, because I was in those same shoes, but it's just whatever. But then I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. So maybe when you go back and reflect, like, did he really do this to make people wake up? Because then, in the very next track, he on some fuckboy shit.
Here's the other thing.
Nigga, this is why she did what she did. Because
here's the other thing. Here's the other side of that. There are people like ourselves that grew up in broken homes.
Yes.
Parents not together.
Yes.
Going back and forth. There are people in this world that break cycles, and there's people who continue cycles. So at this particular time in this young man's life, maybe he's not at the point to break cycles.
So then don't boo-hoo about it.
No. But
own it.
No. But what I'm saying is that him writing it down and putting it in the album form, maybe that leads him to do that, and we'll see.
True. You know what? I'm pigeonholing him with other dudes that do that. So
but I wouldn't say pigeonhole. It's like you still got to see, right? From this next piece of work, you can get a better game. An artist's growth, where they start, sometimes not where they finish.
True.
Sometimes we gotta. That's why I like. But again, like for me, I'm not a family man. I don't have my own kids. So So like to me, that's those issues are not going to hit home. It's just going to be more like, wow, that's a very creative way for him to put a song together. For other folks, it's not going to resonate with them. But that's the beauty of art.
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
That is true.
But Cat's gonna give it a 3.5. I was a little disappointed in this album. Not disappointed to the point because I was really looking forward to this kid with his first like full length album.
Knowing his potential.
Knowing what the potential
you
is.
coming in
Absolutely.
knowing. Because to me, I'm telling you, it's not more. The content meant something because just more like, I felt like it was like every other track. It was like, why is this happening? Why is this shorty like this?
It's kind of like the Russ. This is kind of like the Russ album.
He continually
bit.
contradicted himself time and time again.
It's kind of like the Russ album.
Russ on a different aspect.
No, but
Russ was what crying about his fame and
his
then
dad.
and then beef with his dad.
Pops, right?
Right.
So
beef with his dad.
So,
but I mean, like more like. I was coming in. I'm gonna say this right. Well, another reason why 2.5. I'm coming in expecting it to be like straight bars,
right.
and then I got harmonization. I got which I am not against. I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of a few other the Russes. I'm totally not against another singing ass rapper. No, that ain't me. You could look on last year's joints and see things I did like versus didn't. But just more like. I don't know.
The Elton was there.
Just something to me was just stale on it. So and then plus, like I said, he don't have the voice to be harmonizing. I don't know.
All I will say is this:
didn't move me.
Is that I know what the potential of this kid is. I just want to see that potential matched with his talent.
I think he'll bounce back. That's all. He definitely has the potential to bounce back.
We're gonna stick to this album with the reminisce aspect because this album has a lot of remnants to the ATL Legends Outkast album.
Which one?
Aquanamine.
Hello.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Hello.
If you look at Outkast's growth as a group, Southern Playalistic bars.
ATLians,
bars, but the instrumentation very different.
And they went that.
You saw them teetering differently. You didn't know which way they were teetering. And then when Aquanamine came out, a lot more harmonizing. The instrumentation was different. The way they structured the sound was very different. So I think that's has remnants. I'm not going to compare this body of work to Aquanamine. Let's not be dumb.
Because then
let's not be dumb.
Don't let them come for you.
No, let's not be dumb.
Let them
Let's
come
not be
for
dumb. But I'm saying,
I get it though.
It's back to that point where some people have to experiment with their sound before they catch it. So it's not the Aquanamine album again, but I'm gonna put that as a measuring stick because it's kind of
disclaimer
waving to that side, kind of like the last, like the last ASAP joint.
Oh, okay.
You know,
testing,
like that.
testing,
You know, like
testing.
you know, sometimes you or Lupe did. You know, like
Dragos, baby.
Dragos,
from light to wave, or
Dragos light to wave.
so
You know, like so.
before.
It's you teeter, you find the sound.
Right.
You still have a name viable enough so that people still have the interest.
Right.
But
And you
then,
ain't able to experiment and branch
and then
out
once you have it,
push yourself.
you off to the races. So that was the comparison to the remnants.
I will say this, just also to piggyback on that, like if he really, I mean, I don't know what the budget was, but had he not done the singing parts and say like he paid the blacks, say he paid so and so to do those harmonizations and he stuck to hit what he does, then it would have been. Then I might have enjoyed it more. I'm telling you, something that he a froggy ass voice, man. I don't know if he should be.
Listen, sometimes you feel
like
it.
that.
No, but sometimes you feel it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you feel it.
Maybe use some auto tunes next time. Man. Use some fucking auto tunes. That might have saved it, bro.
It might have.
That be saving a lot of motherfuckers. That auto
I don't know. Sometimes it don't be saving nobody at all, though.
Yeah, it shouldn't get there. But he's talented lyrically enough
Yes,
so
absolutely.
then
No.
you'll give him the pass.
I get it.
You could have used a cheat code, but he didn't. I respect he didn't though.
I do too.
Respect he didn't.
Listen, shout out to Boogie.
Real talk.
You approved for one.
It
Not
is.
so much in this project for the
I
other.
mean,
but
2.5 is not a bad.
no, 2.5 is not
But
bad.
you, cause now I give a 2.5 on something you wanna.
No.
That's the same
2.5
potential that you gave testing right last year.
Yeah, 2.5 is not bad. Yeah,
Right.
2.5 is not bad.
2.5 ain't bad, man. Don't listen to Caps. Don't listen to his reactions. 2.5 is legit. But anyway, shout out to my guy, because this is all Spoon Fed and Seekers for 2019 has once again followed the mold as far as radio goes as 2018, 2017, etc. Bumping the same old shit. And I enjoy most of it. I'll admit.
Little bro love that rap.
I admit. All right, got muscle. Here we go. I'm on par now. Feature my guy Gold Link. Dope ass slept on MC, man. This you gotta check his joints out. What else? Pee Wee Longway and Wavy IQ. The rest of them are whatever. But the beat is fire. And the other motherfuckers I really don't even know too much about. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Gold Link on this Got Muscle track is so dope. And if you don't believe me, see for yourself.
On the flame, I can't find you, I'll beat your mans. I be in the food to fuck with features, so fatigue and lead the fifth to lead the fan. I be in the street for weeks at home, my dirty Glock for 3 and shoot out with your clan. I just with the bucks and feed the clock, I got the stuff you want to go inside the pan. Got muscle, got muscle, got muscle, got muscle, got muscle, got muscle, got muscle.
I probably extended that shit too long, and we're gonna get muted. But yo, Gold Link's flow, his bars, that beat, that hook, that shit's just flawless as far as like
it's a tough record,
Spoon
man.
Fed and Seeker joint should be.
It's a tough record, man.
And the other two dudes, they ripped it too. I'm not gonna lie, but Gold Link is just on another level as far as
I feel you, man.
You know, so that is ours for 2019. Well, that's our second actually, right? I believe.
That's our second.
Right. So
Rocket Boy Blue.
Yes,
Jesus
sir.
Blue.
Jesus
the first
Blue,
one.
number 1,
This
and then
is our
Got
next.
Muscle is number 2, man. Yeah. So there you have it.
That's it.
I think we done here.
Our time is up, man.
Our time is up for this
Listen,
week.
make sure you go support these projects, man. For real, man. Everything's for sale.
Hey, fuck that. Support us. Fuck that shit. Stop watching
Wait.
the videos.
Support them first. Wait.
Well,
Support them first.
all right.
Everything's for sale, Boogie. Gorilla Glue, Heatmakerz,
Joelle
featuring friend the
Ortiz.
Godson and Joelle Ortiz.
Yes.
And now support us, bro.
You better
Subscribe, man. Like and share.
hit that bell. Hit
Hit the bell.
I'll be
Heavy
posting,
though.
I'll be posting shit like old random ass.
Help out some washed up motherfuckers, man. Let's help some washed up motherfuckers live, man.
Most
You know what I'm
importantly,
saying?
though, love thy neighbor
Yes,
and stop making stupid people famous.
that's for sure. Word.
Peace, up. Till the next episode.